podcast starts now. What were you saying, George?
Is that sweater vest new?
Yes. Well, it's my...
Needless to say, it's vintage, I would assume.
Well, it's vintage, of course, but it's my boyfriend's dad's from the past.
Okay. I'm so glad you brought this up via an answer to a question that I posed. Because here's my question.
Stop trying to take credit. It was my answer.
Thank God I asked that question. Otherwise, we would be silent and have nothing to talk about. And thank God I'm the one carrying this podcast on my back by asking questions.
If I didn't have the amazing and accurate answer of who it belonged to, we would not have anything for you to jump off of.
If you don't think I did my own research and knew that would be the answer so that I could bring up my pre-scripted topic, you don't know anything about me.
Unbelievable.
All these years later. So here's my question for you. I recently, there was a shirt hanging in our bedroom. I put it on to go get the takeout. First of all, obviously so sexy so far. Would you agree?
Of course.
It's a shirt that does not belong to me. I'm putting it on. I'm sort of buttoning only
Cameron Diaz.
Only buttoning one button. Needless to say, bottomless. My cock is fully out. I go get the takeout and I come back and I'm like, Matthew, I've never seen you wear the shirt before. Like, is it new? And he was like, yeah, it's actually my dad's old shirt. And I couldn't decide whether that was... What am I meant to feel about that?
You mean what level of eroticism?
Yes, it's like, I'm like, well, in my mind, I was being so Cameron Diaz sexy by wearing my boyfriend's shirt. Suddenly it belongs to my father-in-law?
No, it
actually broke my brain because I'm like, oh, well, okay then. Like,
well, I think it's well structured. I think it's well made.
And we should see your dad. I haven't seen him in a while.
I think you're still allowed to feel Cameron Diaz about it.
Really?
I'm actually like transient property, like feeling like it's like when I put this on, I'm like, and it fit like a glove. I was like, God, it's like meant to be. I was like, my boyfriend's dad's sweater fits so perfect. Like,
yeah. See, even as you're saying that, I'm like, I feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But it does look really good on you.
Thank you. And I've worn his shirts in the past. I don't know if you remember, I had the, it was this like sort of Hawaiian-ish, like small green leaves and like a blue shirt.
Oh, I know exactly.
It was a staple of my wardrobe, my summer wardrobe. And that was his shirt. And I wore it till it was torn and shredded. Mm-hmm. So there's something about our styles
This needs
matching.
to be monetized. I think one of those brands should release a father-in-law shirt that is like specific, boyfriend jeans, whatever. This should be specifically like ever so slightly unfashionable and 70s, targeting women.
George, this is so genius.
The father-in-law shirt.
The father-in-law shirt.
Everlane.
The father-in-law shirt. The way that you're like tapped into sort of, New York media, fashion, etc.
Oh, I can make it happen tomorrow. Literally give me 2 seconds. I'll send 3 texts. Well, within a week, you will see the father-in-law shirt advertised to you on Instagram.
Well, I just find it scary because like there's something about, now I don't live in New York anymore. So I'm like,
you could never make it happen.
I couldn't even imagine it. Like the way that you're like, oh my God, that's a brand deal. That is like, and not even just like that's not like, oh, get 20% off. You're like, no, I have a new line. I'm releasing a new line.
The way I'm full of good ideas, but not full of follow through potential is something that should be studied in research labs across the straight nation, including at Johns Hopkins, Columbia, various universities. But I do think that I think my ideal career for myself would be like if I was the Oracle of Delphi, but for branding opportunities. So people, if they were like, our brand is getting stuffy, we need new ideas, gotta go. I'm smoking some opiates,
of course,
and then I'm just like father-in-law collection, release it on Valentine's Day.
I feel the exact same way about music.
Oh yeah,
like
you would
I'm
be really good
like
at that.
God, if only like music didn't take like learning instruments and being able to sing, because other than that, I like really get it, and it's like.
Music is really interesting because it takes so much true effort and talent and like follow through to make it. And it is the one art form that is never rewarded because the music industry is shockingly even worse than the film and television industry.
Yeah, which is really scary to think about.
You have to work so hard and for nothing.
Which is why I think I could be so good at it because I'm not going in with being like I have the talent. It's like I'm skipping that part.
So what is an not to put you on the spot, but what level of abstraction are we talking about? Would your idea just be like shoegaze revival? Like it just that? Like you're having a meeting?
No, mine's even less specific.
Okay.
I'm the gladiator, thumb up, thumb down.
Oh, I see.
Like I'm
you think you can predict if something will be a hit, basically?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Am I allowed to talk? I don't know.
I know, I keep looking at you.
You guys look at me like, what do you have to add to
You know
the
what we're trying to do?
conversation?
We're
And
trying
I'm
to-
like, I don't want to be rude.
We're trying to gauge whether or not what we're saying is funny at all.
Yes, exactly.
And you're the only audience member we have.
And you have a
currently.
very expressive
Oh.
face.
And so both of us will like say something and then glance and
Yeah.
say something and glance.
Yeah,
It is
exactly.
funny. I find it very funny.
Okay.
What do you think your secret talent would be that like people could pay you to get a little
share that on the air. Come on now.
Well, we were just talking about your
Well, should we introduce our guest?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Please welcome our dear friend Roz Hernandez.
Hi.
Hi.
We're so excited.
And
you're-
listener
Yes,
of this pod
and listener of this pod.
for a long time.
Long time.
We met in San Francisco. We were
Yeah.
staying in the same hotel.
My favorite thing in the entire world is seeing people not at home.
I agree.
Oh my God. In a different city?
If I see someone like at home, like in my home city here, I'm like hiding, look. If I'm in the grocery store, I'm like,
Yeah.
get this, LaCroix tower in front of me. I don't want to see, I'm not here to talk.
Well, yeah, because it's like seeing someone at home, you're like, I'm at home. This is like you showing up to my door.
Yeah.
And
It's invasive.
trying
It's
to
inconsiderate.
It's inconsiderate and it's invasive and it's like
Rude.
you're going door to door to like do Jehovah's Witness to me.
Stop doing
Spreading
Jehovah's
the
Witness.
word.
Jehovah's Witness to
Yeah.
me. Whereas like to me, our like hour together that we had in that hotel was like the platonic friendly equivalent of like having an affair at a work conference. Like it's like two kind of unhappily married people meeting at a dental technologies conference. One of them is giving the presentation. He's being kind of bumbly and like he drops his pencil and then picks it back up. But then the woman, whose name is Megan, is actually really charmed by it. And she kind of makes eye contact with him as he's giving the presentation. Later on at the official lanyard event where everyone's wearing a lanyard, she goes up to him and is like, well, glad you were able to get that pen from the floor. It was really touch and go there for a second. And he's like, oh my God, like you saw that? Like I thought no one was looking. And she was like, I was looking.
And he feels attractive for the first time in 10 years.
This is hot. Okay, I didn't pick up on any of that.
Oh, awesome.
So for you, it was just like a random gay guy that
I
you
will
met?
say.
Yeah.
I will say that meeting was amazing.
Yeah.
There was a point when in San Francisco, because we were there for Sketch Fest, and so
Yeah.
there were a lot of people we knew, where it did start to feel like I was running out of that lobby with like my hand over my eyes. Like there was enough running into people.
Well, you
Yeah.
left and Roz and I walked back to the other hotel together, just the two of us, which is what I'm referencing.
Oh, so when I met Roz, it didn't matter.
No, that
You weren't-
definitely matters. But then we
Okay,
had,
so that matters? You're like, I felt no connection with you, but it definitely
no.
mattered.
No,
right?
that mattered. That was when we met. It was electric.
it mattered for sure, especially because we
Yeah.
were all going into an elevator, but there was an act 2 where you went to the Eagle,
Yeah.
And Roz introduced me to Rachel Dratch.
and Rachel Dratch was there.
Okay.
We sort of replaced you. We actually
I got
recasted
recast.
you. We recast you with Rachel Dratch, and she did a really amazing
She was
job.
great. She can play
Wow.
anyone.
She was phenomenal.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
I can't remember because it was like the same week I was in Portland, and I can't remember if it was
It
before
was after
or
Portland. You opened for Joel in Portland.
Yes, so I
Yeah.
did that before.
It was before because then we were talking about Joel.
Because that was such a weird week because as I got out of my Uber at the hotel, famous iconic drag queen Monet Exchange was
shout out.
walking into the same hotel as me, and then we hung out, and then a couple, like 3 or 4 other friends of mine happened to be in Portland, and we ran into each other at the strip club. Yeah. And then and then I had a layover because like a flight got canceled. It was so weird, whatever. And 2 of my friends from LA were at the layover. It was like so weird and so fun.
I was telling Sam I had that exact experience this morning. So this is my first day in LA during this trip. I ran into 2 of my like closest friends upon waking up today in 2 different locations. And I was like, maybe this is a small village after all.
Well, the thing about Los Angeles, California, as someone who was born and raised here starting 1 year ago, is that there are around 7 restaurants.
Right.
And maybe 4 coffee shops. And so when you go to any of those, you will run into at least 4 people you know.
Totally. And this is also why people are always seeing celebrities out in the wild. And, when you first visit, you're like, wow, how lucky am I that I saw Drew Barrymore? And it's like, not that lucky, actually.
It's like, no, she has to go there.
She has to go there.
If she wants a coffee, that's where she has to go.
Yeah, totally. What part do you say? What part of town?
That I'm in?
Yeah.
I'm in Silver Lake.
Silver Lake. Okay. I'm in the Valley.
Okay.
But, yeah, it's very spread out, but there's certain central locations where, there used to be the ArcLight was the movie theater.
Yes, I would always run into people at the ArcLight.
The ArcLight is where you see to me, that used to be center of LA, but now it's not. It's been out of.
Isn't it reopening?
We're
talking about the most random topics.
No, we're being so random.
It's so funny.
Okay, whatever. No. None of this is not enough about me.
Okay, yes.
And I'm here.
Yes,
so
and you're here, and we're so excited
me.
to have you.
I love it here.
We were just talking about your proclivity?
Proclivity?
Your fetish.
Your fetish for transition lenses.
Okay, I already told you these are not transition lenses.
You keep wanting to imply that I am being inappropriate by saying they're transition lenses. I think that because
I'm transgender, you're assuming that my glasses are then by default transition lenses.
I would never. Roz, look at me.
Now I don't feel comfortable looking at you. And I want it to be clear that these lenses are fully transitioned.
But
and they stay transitioned.
So they're cisgendered glasses.
They're trans.
No, they're trans. But there's no transitioning.
They're not in the process of transitioning, is what you're saying?
Correct. They have transition.
They have transition.
And they are like this, and this is how they feel most comfortable.
I see.
Got it.
And just to confirm, if you were to go outside, they would not transition any further?
George?
I don't
Can she make herself any clearer?
I don't want
They're
to.
They're done transitioning.
Yeah, that would be like, dead naming my glasses.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
And making, trying to force them, convert them.
I see what you're saying.
To detransition. They don't.
Uh-huh.
They've transitioned. They've made their mind up and they are happy this color. And these ones are yellow. I have purple ones. I have pink ones. I love them.
That's so inclusive that you have all of those 3 colors.
All 3 of them.
All 3 colors.
And all of them are trans?
They're all fully trans. Okay. I don't have any transitioning lenses.
And no cis ones either?
No, I have a ton of cis ones. You have a ton
of cis ones.
Of course.
Yeah. And how are they doing?
They're fine, but they have been collecting dust because I am in my transitioned lenses era.
Got it.
Oh, wow.
I can't stop wearing them. I just love them because I feel like I can kind of it's like wearing sunglasses. I feel like I'm hiding a little bit from the world. And it also is kind of like instant eye makeup. I don't have to do all that.
Ooh, yeah.
Especially when I wear pink ones or whatever. I'm lazy. Okay. That's
it is a real shortcut to glamour to wear transitioned lenses, to use the correct terminology.
Transition.
And I apologize for what I said before.
No, it's okay.
But it is, you have just a nice sheen of mystery, but not all the way.
Not all the way.
Not all the way.
And that's the thing. Because if you
they are fully transitioned.
They're fully transitioned, but the eyes are the window to the soul.
Yes, that's right.
And so you want to see the soul peeking through.
A little bit.
And I think that these transitioned lenses really bring my soul out.
Oh.
Because it's
because they're self-actual. Yes, it's authentic.
Yeah.
I'm
learning so much.
Do you guys remember being a child and Bono?
Try not to.
Bono wearing glasses, transitioned glasses.
Yes.
And being what is up with that guy? I remember being when's he going to take those off? And now all I want is to have them.
I feel the same. No, this is so. The reason I brought up initially your transitioned lenses before we were recording is because I have been really wanting to try that look. I want to be at the club, not quite as much of like statement frames as you have now, but more like kind of Y2K, like rectangular or oval ones.
Yeah.
Very thin frames. Just those, and we're talking like a tank and jeans.
That's hot.
Over the summer, I was going to a birthday party that there was like on the invitation, it was like dress chic or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, I don't really know what could elevate all my normal clothes. And then I was like, I'll wear transitioned lenses. And like they are on trend. They are trending.
Yes, they're definitely
Yeah, I didn't realize that, but I'm seeing them all over the place.
I'm seeing them all over. But
I thought I had an original idea. I really did think like I was literally looking on a website to buy glasses, and I was like, that's a fun thought. And then now I'm not saying I started it.
Yeah. But maybe you did.
I'm not saying I started it.
I'm not saying you started it.
But sorry.
How long have you been living this lifestyle?
Transitions? Just the past like maybe 5-6 months.
Okay.
But I'm so sorry. I cut you off.
No. But basically, these are trending, and I was like, so I'll just go to a store and find them.
Yeah.
Why is it?
There she goes.
Why is it that when something's trending, you can't just go to a store and find it?
Right. So, first of all,
because then it wouldn't be trending anymore. Because then everyone would have it.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You want it before it's at Everlane. Like, sure, Everlane is going to have father-in-law jeans and father-in-law sweatshirts soon, but for now, you actually have to go directly to your father-in-law to get that sweater vest.
Okay, so this is a curse of being a little too on trend.
You have to go to the correct vintage store to find 1999 like Prada sunglasses that are like purple tinted.
See, this is something I have this thing. Well, I'm humble first and foremost.
One of the most humble
people around in Los Angeles. And so I
not a tough
give her a year.
But so when I feel like, I'm noticing this, it's time to go get some myself. I'm like, the trend's probably already in Everlane.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. But I guess I was just too ahead of the curve on this one.
I do that all the time. Like I really wait way too long with like, some record will come out that everyone is listening to, and I'm like, I don't want to. And then a year later I'll listen to it and I'm like, you guys, or I'll do it with TV shows or something.
Yeah.
Nobody even remembers it now. So I'm like, who do I talk to about this?
I do the same thing. And I actually think it is chic to do that with film and television. Like, I think in a year, if I'm watching Emilia Perez, like that would be very chic, but I don't think it's chic to do it with clothing, because with clothing you actually have to be on the cutting edge.
That's true.
Or you have to have such a like uniform that you're the guy that wears blazers and whatever.
Yeah, I mean, just pick. For me, again, it's because I'm lazy. I am just like, I'm gonna wear what I feel like wearing.
Yeah,
and then it'll just never go out of style to me. If you're always trying to shop the trends, the current trend, then you end up with so much shit, and you got to figure out what to do with it, and you got to find. So like, I don't know. I've got my closets are packed to the brim with things that I wear that they're already out of style, so I'll never have to worry about that. It's my advice.
Yeah.
George, you are famous for recently not listening to songs when they come out.
That's right.
Not listening to albums when they come out.
Yes.
And I guess I want to gotcha journalism you here.
Please.
And ask if you have listened to Abracadabra.
Yes, I have listened to Abracadabra.
Right, because you watched the premiere.
Excuse me, I texted you that it existed.
I have also, and that's very me to not.
Yes.
But I have this time.
Not in my defense, but what happened was I actually happened to be watching the Super Bowl halftime show live, and it premiered literally.
It was the
Grammys.
Oh, sorry. Yes, I happened to be watching the Grammys live, and it premiered during the Grammys, which I didn't know was going to happen. So it was actually forced on me.
Oh, so you were duped.
Yes, I was completely duped. And
if it hadn't been, then it
definitely would have taken me like 2 weeks, because
2 weeks.
I don't like having the cacophony of people's opinions in my head as I'm trying to enjoy something for the first time.
Right.
And it's hard enough. I always want to be up to date on the Oscar movies, and it's hard enough to do it with the movies. I don't also need that for the new Gaga
But
single.
movies are 2 hours plus.
Yeah.
A song is so short.
First of all, that needs to be in executive order. Movies cannot be longer than an hour 25.
Oh, well, people get very upset when you say that.
They want long movies.
Oh yeah, film people will be
This
like,
is like
Leave them wanting more. P.T. Barnum said that.
film people, literally, if you say that, they will be like, so you're a complete dumbass.
Yeah, they're
so
like,
you
so-
just like cannot appreciate art ever, and you basically are illiterate.
Then I'm a dumbass with transitioned lenses.
yeah, they'll literally be like, oh, so you want every restaurant to be McDonald's then?
Yes, I do. Because you know what? It's consistent. I can find it when I need it.
No reservations.
No
needed.
reservations.
No reservations
No one's doing
needed.
bots on Resi. Okay. Wait, should we do our first segment?
I want to do our first segment, but wait, did you say people do bots on Resi?
Oh, yeah, that's like a big thing.
What does that mean?
There's like actual investigative journalism about this, so I don't want to misspeak, but one of the reasons why getting a reservation right now, especially in New York, is so difficult is because people will like automate getting reservations that they then basically like give out in the black market.
This town makes me sick. I'm disgusted.
town.
And by this town, we mean sort of every major city where
every
this could
major
potentially
city.
happen.
I'm
okay.
disgusted by this.
Yeah, I mean, it's the thing with like
Another reason to go to McDonald's.
yes, another reason to go to McDonald's. Although give it time. No, it's everything that should be simple is getting more difficult, and
Yeah.
everything that should be difficult, like let's say committing large-scale financial crimes, has never been easier.
Wow. And then you know what the worst part is? It's like I know my ass is gonna be the one that gets like audited.
Yeah,
Like the moment I'm
yeah.
like bad at taxes, it's over for me.
Let's just talk about taxes. I love them.
Do you? What's your favorite part?
Just like what do they call the forms where they don't take any money out until later, and then
1099s?
like a W-9.
Oh,
So fun.
I love it. I can't wait till like 10 years from now, be like, God, I really, really do know. Like, I'll be like,
I will never learn.
I'll be like, I'll just have to know.
I'm
Oh,
ready
people
to.
are always like, make sure you keep a little bit of that for when they come calling for it. Bitch. Absolutely not. You pay me money, I spend the money.
I would like to not even be involved in looking at how much money I have. I would like other people to be in charge of my bank accounts, my paychecks, any kind of paperwork. I don't want to even be able to log into Chase and see what my balance is.
George, you are so speaking my language. I want essentially chastity play, but
Yes.
for my own money.
I would like to maybe have a personalized little newsletter, preferably in kind of a fun voice, to be honest, that is sent to me once a quarter, let's say. At the
like a
beginning of the quarter.
Spotify Wrapped.
Yes, a Spotify wrapped of that quarter. It's
yeah.
like, this is what you've sort of done. Congrats.
This month, you gagged on some Chipotle.
Exactly. And then maybe at the end, even like 2 or 3 very kindly worded suggestions. Like, so
Yeah.
it looks like your Uber spending is kind of through the roof, mama. What if
Miss Mama.
What if you keep this number in mind, try not to go over it in 1 week.
Yeah.
That I can handle.
That would be nice, but that's not how it is.
That is not how
it's
it
not
is.
how it
unless
is.
you hire someone.
And I actually think, so many creatives are out of work in this day and age. So many writers, graphic designers, etc. Actually, graphic designers have never been doing better based on what I'm seeing on Instagram, but writers certainly are unemployed. I think we need little personalized magazines. It's like, I shouldn't have to do any research into my own financial history, but I should get a magazine that is as glossy as Vanity Fair that tells me everything I need to know about what I've done.
Yeah, maybe that's what writers, a little gig they can
Exactly.
do. Yeah.
I think it would be really nice.
Yeah. It's like how I think everyone should have a personal assistant. even if you can't afford it.
God, I need
it should be funded by the government.
So
I'd be
bad.
so good at having one.
Oh my God, I treat them so well. I would give them the biggest Christmas bonus you can imagine.
Oh my God.
As long as I didn't have to pay them month
And I'd be
to
like,
month.
oh my God, go home early.
Yes,
Seriously.
100%.
Could you imagine?
I look
I
forward
bet you
to
would
that
be
day.
really good at having an assistant.
Oh my God, I'm so unmanageable. I'm not an adult whatsoever. Adulting's hard.
Am I right, folks?
We've talked about this. Adulting is hard as a concept is so, sort of lame
Millennial.
and cliche millennial. And yet, damn if it ain't true.
I'm sorry. She got popular for a reason.
Literally,
It's
like
true.
she's been that girl from day one.
Yes.
And it also, like, it just simply used to be easier. Like, you used to just have your one job and then
Yes.
you go home at 5 p.m. And then, like,
Yeah.
now it's like you're always doing this random stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, I can't do all my random stuff and my taxes.
I know.
If I say one more sentence, I'm going to sound so stupid. Like I know,
I
know I'm getting to that point where it becomes, there's a way to be charmingly dumb and charmingly incompetent, and then you say one more thing and you actually seem like a complete loser. And I
George,
know I'm getting to that point.
I have a sentence that is the dumbest thing I've ever thought. So whatever you say,
Okay. You
say it.
I can one up you.
Okay, what is
Well,
it?
apparently it's dumb to say you want movies to be a reasonable time. So now you all.
Well, I want you to go first because I really think
No,
mine will
I
beat
didn't
you.
have anything in mind. It's like I'm aware of how I perceive people when they talk about how difficult life is for them and they have all the privileges in the world.
Right,
And
right.
so I'm doubly aware when I am doing that because I know how it comes across. And yet I can't help it. Like, it's just the state I'm in.
Yeah, well, okay, I can say mine then.
Okay, go.
Okay, this is my dumbest thought and sentence ever. When you said the word magazine, I was like, MAGA. And then I was like, zine. Like
George.
magazine. I was like,
George,
MAGA,
where'd you find this
zine.
guy? This is something.
Can't believe this
This
guy.
is what he learned at the Eagle that night.
MAGA, I'm scared. Zine, I'm safe. Oh,
Wow, magazine is actually very interesting because
There
you're taking
should be a magazine.
magazine. Yeah, how have they not thought of that? Because they're not very smart.
oh, brother.
Or are they geniuses? No one knows. But I think magazine. Okay, here's a great. Ready? All right. MAGA, very right wing as a term. Zine is the most left wing possible. You're like,
Very.
you're kind of like a non-binary freelance guitarist in Seattle, and you are self-publishing a zine.
Right.
So there's something so beautiful about the word magazine because it combines the two elements of American society.
It's our future.
Yeah.
It's the only way forward.
Yeah, and
Yeah, to
yet
combine
publishing is
both.
dead, so magazines are dead, which means
Which is why
bipartisanship is dead.
Which is why we're collapsing as a country.
That's right. Thoughts?
Our first segment today is
Our first segment
Okay,
is
our
so-
first segment is straight
shooters.
shooters. And Roz, you know the drill. Basically, we are gauging your familiarity with and complicity in straight culture by asking you a series of rapid fire questions where you have to
Yes.
choose this thing or this other thing, and the one
And I'm
rule is
allowed
you
to ask
can't
questions,
ask
right?
any
No.
questions.
I'm allowed to ask
No.
questions.
Roz,
Stop
I
right
thought
there.
Maybe I was special. Okay, let's go.
Okay. Upholding law and order or
Wait,
seeming
people listening at home, they add the song later, just so you know, because I'm like, where's the song?
Yeah, it comes later. Pew pew
So
pew.
just picture this. I'm
silent.
doing this right now in silence.
Okay. Upholding law and order or seeming tall. Oh, then shorter.
That one. See me tall
really good.
and then shorter. I'm 6'1".
the importance of being earnest or the disturbance of your home office being unfurnished?
Oh.
Service of your home office being importance of being earnest.
Okay. Healing your inner child or hunting a crocodile.
Crocodile.
Wow.
Simon Says or Simone Biles?
Simone Biles.
Okay. Reheating your nachos or repeating your mantras.
That's good.
Oh, that's cute. Reheating the nachos.
Skims Shapewear or Grimm's Fairy Tales?
Oh.
Grimm's fairy tales.
Okay. Going to the Philharmonic or voting no on a bill that's moronic.
Oh.
Phil.
Phil.
Me.
Viva Las Vegas or Diva That's Major?
Diva, that's major.
So true.
Las Vegas,
I know. It's
I have a love-hate with.
I don't get it. I've never been and I don't get it.
Well, you should go and then make up your mind.
Have you been a lot?
A ton.
That actually tracks.
Wait, why tons?
Because it's not far.
What do you do when you go there?
Go to the Burbank airport.
You're flying.
You're there before you even realize that.
Wow.
They don't even come by with a drink cart.
What do you like to do there? Or dislike to do there?
Well, what I love is like there's areas off the strip, which are like where the locals are. I like that because
But what
the
kind of thing?
strip,
Like bars and restaurants and stuff? Or
yeah.
Okay.
Well, and I'm a big antique store kind of a
And there's
lady.
good antiquing in Las
They're
Vegas?
really, they've got antique malls that are more towards the downtown area, and I have a lot of fun with them.
Wow.
Do you gamble?
No, I don't. But have you both seen The Last Showgirl?
No.
So here's the thing with The Last Showgirl. No is the answer, but I've been absolutely waterboarded with so much footage from that film that it's like I can't imagine that there's something I would be surprised by if I were to see it. Would you agree?
Something about it is like, sometimes I'm like, is it actually a movie? Like sometimes I think it's
or
a
is it
press tour only.
It's a press tour only.
Yeah, that was a big part of it.
Because it's like, and by the way, I support that narrative that Pamela Anderson deserves
I'm down for it.
a second or this like sort of third act, if you will. Like I'm down for it. I'm excited for her to do more movies. But sorry, I know when a movie looks like a flop. Did you like it?
Not happy about this. I
liked it?
loved it.
Really?
Oh.
Well, they did a thing in Los Angeles that was like this one theater in Century City was like showing it for a month before it came out. And you better believe I bought my tickets. And I loved it.
Really?
It's been this specter, because we've actually had this conversation many times and potentially even on air, that it like is a press tour in search of a coherent movie, even though we have not seen the movie. And it would be funny if after all this time we watched it and both loved it.
That would be kind of a fun twist.
There's fun to be had with it.
I've heard Jamie
Lee is really something. And there's like Bob Mackie costumes. And it's an interesting story of like, what do you do when the gig's up?
Yeah. What do you do when the gig's up?
Well, I'm trying to find that out right now.
We do need to rate you on a scale of 0 to 1,000 doves.
I'm going to say 942 doves.
And I have to agree wholeheartedly.
Should we get into the topic?
I would love to, because we gave you the option of telling us ahead of time what the topic was, and you opted for the second option, which is to surprise us on air.
Which obviously comes with risks. What if we get upset?
And rewards.
I like a risk.
Okay.
Oh.
And that's why you love Vegas.
That's why.
Because of all the gambling.
Roz,
that
what
you
is
don't
your
do.
straight topic and what is straight about it?
UFOs.
I love that.
Have you done it before?
No.
We did outer space
We
once.
did outer space once, but UFOs is very different.
UFOs is different.
Ooh, okay, go. What is straight about it?
Okay, so I have this podcast. It's a comedy podcast, but it's called Ghosted. And I talk about ghosts, and then I've like over the years incorporated more UFOs as like part of a concept. And I've never been as interested in UFOs because they feel straighter to me. Like ghosts to me are gay. Okay?
Yeah.
UFOs, it's cars. Like they're
It's power dynamics. It's like, are they going to destroy us or are we going to destroy them?
It's war.
It's war, possibly. But it's also like, first of all, to know what things are in the sky to me is very straight. Okay. To me, everything up there is unidentified flying object. I don't know what the fuck any of that shit is.
The only thing, sorry, go ahead.
But you know, a lot of people be, oh, that's an S-14 flying. I don't know what the hell.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. But so to me, I don't know. Oh, that's a drone. I still don't know what a drone is. Okay.
Right.
And I'm not afraid to admit it. So to me, knowing stuff in the sky is straight. I think that UFOs also, I'm obsessed with alien abductions, and especially like ones of, it's weird because they used to be in their butt era and like they're not anymore. They used to be really into sticking things in people's butts.
Yeah.
And I think that that's a very straight thing to like.
Butt play?
To think that that's like a statement.
Oh, sure.
It's like fear of it. It's like that's the weirdest thing that could ever happen.
Right,
to you.
exactly.
I can't tell
like
you
the
how
aliens did
but
it.
I can't tell you how many straight identifying people I've talked to, they're like, I'm kinky. And I'm like, well, what does that mean? The butt.
Right.
Girl. That's the kink.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But
so aliens are straight in that way.
Yeah.
Because they're like, ooh, this is really going to get them talking.
Yeah,
Let's put something in the butt. You know, they really are,
crazy.
they think they ate, okay, by going to the butt. So there's that. I mean, there's just it's also kind of like, are they, if so we're to believe these aliens are like, they're just kind of flying around, peeking, like, that's very like, oh, going for a drive with my buddies, you know, it's very that. And I don't know, it just, to me, the culture around it is also very straight. It's a lot of
conspiracy culture.
Yes, that's part of the reason I'm not like obsessed with it, is because like ghosts aren't as much conspiracy culture, but you start talking about UFOs, it turns into the government, it turns into the military, totally. It turns into like all of this, before you know it, it's like full on, they want our resources and we have like, what, girl?
And there's a barrier to entry. You have, it's like an entire mythology you have to know to be part of the conversation. Whereas with ghosts, you can kind of be like, oh, did you feel that chill? And that's kind of all you need.
Did you feel that chill is like one of the more gay things a person can say.
Yeah.
Like it's fun to be like, ooh, I just felt something bigger than what you can see.
Exactly. Okay, so this is sort of what I wanted to, this is my way into this topic, which is, I think this goes for things up in the sky and also supernatural, paranormal?
Sure, both.
Paranormal phenomena. I think that the gay approach to the sky and to the paranormal is to be almost like fascinated in a romantic way with the mystery, whereas the straight approach is to want answers deeply, scientifically, and violently. So it's like you were saying, like the sky is straight. I think, for example, astrology is very like queer, and that's like the sky, or like stargazing, like just being sort of in wonderment of
rainbows.
Yes, exactly. Rainbows, going to Iceland to see the Northern Lights, like all that stuff is very like, God, isn't the world just so beautiful? But it stops there. It's just like, how amazing.
Infinite.
Yes, how amazing to gaze at infinity, to gaze at all the unknowable, and how great to sort of like be liberated from my small, tiny problems on Earth by accepting that I am part of this larger context. So that's like the sort of queer mentality. And then the straight mentality is like, what are they not telling us? What are they not telling us? What is that? And so, and then to make it so literal as there is a literal alien spaceship that is coming down to Earth, it's like, can you be a little more kind of like abstract with it? What if it's some purple sparkle in the wind? What if it's a smell? What if it's, a flash of a light?
Well, this is what I do like about UFOs is like, I love a little sort of writing prompt.
Yes, of course.
Like where it is like, oh my God, it could be anything. What does it look like?
Well, yeah, that's fun. I always, like, people are always coming to me looking for answers. And I always tell them it's called the unknown for a reason, because it's unknown. And that's fun. If we knew these answers, I would be out of business. I got nothing to talk about on my podcast. And so I have to start a RuPaul's Drag Race podcast or something, okay?
Someone needs to finally do that.
to do that. But I have this podcast where we talk about things that none of us know the answers to, which is fun. It's fun to ponder.
Of course.
And to just sort of think about what could be possible. And then you hear these stories of things that kind of imply that some things could be real. But I do agree that there is a type of person that is very much like, I need the answers. And I'm like, it's okay to not know everything.
And actually, it can often be more productive to just ask open-ended questions and sit with the uncertainty rather than like need something to end with a satisfactory answer.
Absolutely.
And who knows, maybe there will be an answer down the road, and maybe you're just part of this multi-generational interrogation. And it's like with each passing day and with each passing generation, we learn a little more. And then maybe, assuming a lot of things change in this country, we live long enough to see another generation.
Say that.
And then, our grandkids learn something.
I do think it would make sense. We're at a point where there's got to be some sort of discovery when it comes to either ghosts or space.
Oh, you're ready for answers.
I'm ready for.
You're like, we've been asking for generations, and it's time to get to the next
Well,
level.
I'm sort of like, I'm ready to be the generation where, like, you know how there's like the pre-internet generation. You're like, oh my god, those guys are so fucking stupid. Like, I'm ready for the to be like the pre-ghost generation, the pre-UFOs generation, where it's like, can you believe they literally just thought they were like the only people?
It's like people that used to
That's
believe
the
in
thing.
phrenology and people that used to, you know, whatever, before various advances in science and medicine, people used to do things that now seem so primitive.
Yeah.
And so you want that, but for either ghosts or aliens.
Yeah, and I'm also feeling like right now our timeline is like so linear and so like technology based.
Yeah.
Where it's like this came, then this came, then this came, and that made society like this, and that made society like this. Where I'm like, we need like a third option. Like we need like something to come on a z-axis and sort of spin us in a different direction.
What? That's very interesting. You think that discovering something about paranormal phenomena would like shake up the almost like technological determinist like path we are on, and then suddenly we could take down Mark Zuckerberg.
Literally. I think it's the only way forward, to be honest.
That's fascinating. And actually, like, honestly, is very like in conversation with sort of like mysticism and like alternative queer histories and herstories.
Of course.
Because I'm so used to listening to the two of you, I'm just sitting here listening, and I'm like, whoa, but I'm like looking at you as you're doing the podcast. It's so.
We can sometimes be bad about bringing the guest into a conversation that they themselves started.
No. I'm loving it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
So, okay. In your you do sometimes discuss alien related things in your work
In
as
my
an
work,
artist.
yes.
And
As
so,
a researcher.
what have you like? What narratives?
what have you found?
Like, what narratives about UFOs interest you, and what is sort of straight about them? Would you say?
Well, to me, I'm never super interested in like, here's the story. I saw something in the sky.
Yeah.
I want to hear the people that got taken up there and some stuff happened to their butts and then they came back down.
Do those stories exist?
Yes, they do. Documented cases. Now, I'm not saying that makes them real, but I'm saying
they are documented.
But there are people that have gone to the press and said, I went up there. You know what I've heard even more than that is like men that get taken up there and they're like, and then the hottest lady came out of the UFO and she started riding me and she was like really hot. They really keep going with the story. Yeah.
And so these men, they get back to Earth, go directly to the precinct to tell their story.
To tell everyone. Yes. But it's, you know, a lot of theories are like that they're trying to like get human sperm.
Oh, to make mutants that are half alien, half human?
I guess. I don't know.
See, this to me is like, again, almost like too literal. Like, you think they reproduce the same way we reproduce? Aliens?
Well, they're humanoids.
They're humanoids, George.
So who knows?
Right.
But I mean, here's the thing with me that I always need to make clear is like, I'm not saying I believe any of this stuff. Mm-hmm. I'm so here for like anything is possible. Yes. Let's explore it. But especially things that are documented. I'm like, let's just talk about it and see if it's real or what we think. I don't know. It's just fun to me. I think it's fun to talk about.
In the documented cases that you've read, is the trope true of it's like always in the country?
It seems to be. But I will say there's a Netflix one, the documentary, like maybe it's a 2 or 3 parter about a woman that got taken out of her window in Manhattan. And multiple people claim that they saw her floating in the air out of her window.
Well, can multiple people be wrong? I don't think so.
No, it's never happened.
See, this is interesting.
No, I want a city girl who goes to space.
Yeah, like it's like
finally
Carrie Bradshaw. Like it's so often it's like in the country and it's someone who like hasn't seen another living soul in 5 weeks, and then
Yeah, and you're like, oh, you're just losing your mind.
hallucinating.
Yeah.
But if it's Carrie Bradshaw, I mean, she just went to an opening last night.
I mean, the new magazine just dropped.
The new magazine just dropped. She was in the middle of texting this really cute cartoonist for the New Yorker.
She's not going to make something up to
She's not going to make something up. She has enough going on in her life.
I mean, I couldn't help but wonder if the alien could probe me, could I probe Big's heart?
There you go.
That's her at the precinct. She said that's a documented statement she gave to the police officer.
God.
And then she waltzed right out in her little tutu.
In a city where all the women have seemingly everything, is the only thing that makes me unique that I've been to space.
That's good. That's good. So I'm just saying, it happens all over the place.
Well, that's cool.
If I could
It's
be
a
held in
straight
space,
thing.
could I hold space for Big?
Holding space is I would not say straight.
No.
That's definitely not.
The idea of holding space is like a classic example of queer people just like fully hallucinating. They're
Yeah,
like,
like
I'm
empty,
holding
empty,
space.
empty
It's like,
words.
no, you're not. What the fuck are you talking about?
But I will say holding someone in your long humanoid fingers
Yes.
and taking them up to space is straight.
Well, kidnapping, well,
You know what? Okay, you know what gets me about UFO stuff? What I really like is it's just like in like infinite, everything's infinite, right? Okay. There's so many things. There's so much. So it's like they're there.
I see.
Sure.
Folks, they're there.
It makes sense.
They're gonna be there.
A lot of people think it's the ocean.
How broad is your point of view? Yeah, like if you broaden your the aperture of the camera enough, then it's like, yeah, everything exists.
Honey, they're there.
And
It's a matter of
also-
like, are they here? Like
Yes.
that, I don't know.
Also, what is the thing that Elon Musk believes in where it's like,
Oh,
Fucking.
where do we start?
no, this is this is like more
non-political
sort of
take.
sci-fi. Yeah. It's like this theory that there are many different simulations of the world. And so statistically speaking, we are in a simulation right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I hate that one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
it's very dumb.
there's a lot of people that think that kind of stuff about ghosts.
Yeah.
That there's like an alternate
Different
dimension, and
dimensions.
sometimes they kind of get a little
Yeah.
blurred.
Wonky.
And so like kind of the Others, remember that movie where it's like, oh, we're the ghosts. Sorry,
Oh, I
sorry to
hate
ruin it.
that.
Sorry to ruin it. But it's like that kind of idea that the ghosts they think that we are ghosts in their house.
Well, I just want to say, if there are any ghosts listening, you're the ghost.
Yeah.
We're the people. And I just want to be.
Well, we're inclusive about a lot of things.
I want to be
and
fucking
like,
crystal clear.
Yes.
We're the people.
You're
You're
the
the
ghost.
ghosts.
Yes, I agree with that.
Because I will not have people in my comments saying, well, maybe you're the ghost. I'm not.
No,
Yeah,
we're
no,
people.
I don't wanna
we know
hear
it.
that.
We can see ourselves
Yeah.
and each other. We're sitting here. Where the hell are you?
Where the
Invisible?
hell are you? Probably in the other dimension.
Literally in the other dimension. You're knocking. We're saying, not right now.
Ghost scum.
Ghost scum.
Yeah. Nerd.
Nerd.
What if we did have a ghost listener and now they're like really offended though?
I mean, they're going to be in the comments.
But even worse though. Okay, you're in a real reputation, Caroline.
Now I'm playing with it. Now I'm
But
playing
even
with
worse than them being in the comments, which I can handle, is like, what if we really offended a ghost and they're just like really sad and crying and they're like, wow, I thought I was part of this StraightioLab
Well, you're not,
community."
bitch. Grow some bones.
Yeah, literally grow some
it. Grow
bones
some fucking bones.
and flesh, and then
Yeah.
we'll talk.
You're not.
You're not. Pay rent like the rest of us.
Are you by any chance familiar with the most important moment that's ever happened to me in my life, which is the time a ghost called me the F slur?
What?
Okay, so that hasn't reached your algorithm. Okay. Because it just recently went viral.
Oh.
Like this past
Okay.
Well,
week.
congratulations.
It's been going viral again, like because multiple people have posted it over the year, or like it's only been a year,
Sure.
whatever. But yeah, a ghost calls me that, and I get into a fight with the ghost.
Where was this?
It was at a strip club in Vegas.
Really?
You love a strip
It all
club.
comes back. What do you?
That was
we
a
gotta go
straight
back to
people's
that.
strip club.
Yeah, I do want to talk about strip clubs.
Portland has
but
gay people's strip clubs.
no, I know. Yeah. Vegas,
I
on the
know.
other hand. But that's like a thing with Portland, right?
I didn't know that.
They have
they're-
everybody's
because
strip
like
clubs.
Portland, like famously, it's like, what is it about Portland that makes it as the strip club capital? There's just like this rich history of strip clubs in Portland.
Yeah,
it's like a
there's
thing that
lots-
tourists do where they're like, well, we have to go to the strip club.
It might be like most strip clubs per capita.
Yeah, it's something like that.
Interesting.
But there's at least 2 that I know of that are male strippers, but not in the Magic Mike way.
No,
which is straight.
they're like queer.
Yeah. And they have like trans dancers and they're fun.
Okay, so let's put a pin in that.
Okay.
And so a ghost in Vegas called you the F slur.
In a strip club.
Which is funny because listen to this. And I know I sound like I think I'm famous or something, but I was at the strip club in Portland. One of the strippers goes, "Oh my God, are you Roz from the clip from the show?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Yes, that's me." And he couldn't believe it that I was there. I felt very famous.
Well, I
That's
think,
amazing.
first of all, congrats.
Thank you.
And I think because obviously the story, which you're absolutely edging us about. by
I know,
not
I'm
telling
being
it
so
to us,
edged.
Wait, I'm
is about a
almost
strip
there.
club. I'm sure it's like especially viral among strippers.
No. You don't even know. And if you just watch the clip alone, you don't know it's in a strip club.
Okay. Keep going.
Because we were actually in the dressing room of the strip club. So it's not really, whatever. But then, not 2 days ago, so I went to the strip club twice on this last Portland night, 2 different nights. The second night with this other stripper I met, and they call themselves strippers. I don't know if you want to, dancers, whatever the term is.
Sure.
But he messaged me. He goes, "Hey, are you in a video where a ghost calls you a faggot?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's me." And then he's like, "Yeah, I just saw it." And I'm like, "Where?" Like, so then I got a link to somebody else had posted it, because people just love to do that.
Well, spill.
Oh,
What's the story?
It's just that a ghost showed up, called you the F slur, and then left.
yes. So I thought that we were like doing a machine where it like allegedly makes ghosts speak to you.
Oh, I see.
Oh.
And I thought I heard it say fat, and it clarified.
It clarified.
No, it clarified.
Oh, I see.
Yes. And then I ended up kind of going back and forth and getting in a fight with them. Go to Instagram.com/Roz
Wow,
Hernandez.
we didn't do our reading.
Sorry to make you recount a story that has already gone viral.
It's already been viral and back. And now it's viral again.
What would your ideal interaction with a ghost be?
Well, the cameras better be rolling, because I'm not doing that stuff if it's not for content purposes.
Oh, really?
Yes.
You don't want to just have like a private moment where the
No.
ghost is like, "I see you," and you're like,
"Nope, don't care."
You don't. It's not
Don't
romantic for you. You just
Well, so I started this YouTube.
your brand is ghosts, so you
kind
need
of.
to. So you need
one
to,
of my brands.
Yes.
But so I started a YouTube series where I go to haunted hotel rooms by myself because I have no budget. So it's literally just me with a camera going to haunted hotel rooms. And I invite a guy from Grindr to join me to go ghost hunting with me. And so that's been really
So
fascinating.
you want a ghost to be on camera while you're doing your YouTube series.
Yes.
And then that's the TV deal right there. Roz, she was called the F slur by a ghost. Then she saw one with a Grindr hookup.
Yes.
Now that's iconic.
Do you hook up with the Grindr hookup?
No.
On camera.
That's
It could be
that's
that's
best.
for
additional
Patreon.
brand.
Yeah.
That's behind a paywall. babe.
Ooh. Okay. What is the creepiest hotel room you've done?
Well, I don't know. There was a place. So that clip of me being called that word was from a short-lived television show I was on called Living for the Dead, which was Kristen Stewart's ghost hunting show.
Yes.
And we stayed in multiple haunted hotels, but there was one that we stayed at in a town called Bisbee, Arizona, which is such a cute place. Love it. They have their own pride. It's this very like an artsy community. It's
Wow.
cute.
Well, ghosts will flock to those communities.
Yeah.
It's an old mining town. So like
Ooh, a miner.
Well, not that kind of minor. Different.
Okay, you're bad. You're
different
bad.
kind of minor.
I didn't know how that would come out. I was thinking my favorite show is Chernobyl, and there's an episode
Sam loves Chernobyl.
where all the miners go in to fix Chernobyl, and they all have to get naked because it's so hot, and they're so hot.
Wow.
So that's what I was thinking when I said "ooh, a miner," but it sounded like I was saying like "ooh, the person under 18."
A minor.
Minor, not a minor.
Yeah.
Minor. Isn't it an ER and an OR?
Yeah.
Okay, so that place was the scariest hotel
Arizona.
I ever went.
See, Arizona to me isn't what's the ghost place? Roswell?
Roz.
The UFO
Roswell.
place,
That is in Arizona, correct?
New Mexico.
New Mexico. Oh my God,
New
of course.
Mexico.
That's literally in the title of the show.
Yeah.
Okay, so fine. Arizona and New Mexico are the two UFO places from, like, the two alien.
Yeah, they
places.
love the desert. I have a theory that the aliens might just be like middle-aged white ladies that
They want, like, turquoise jewelry.
Yes, that's what I think.
You know what they
That
haven't
would
done
make
yet,
sense.
or maybe they have. Sort of the same thing where it's like we're actually the ghosts and they're the people.
Mm-hmm.
Have they done yet that like we're actually the aliens and they're the Earthlings?
They're the native. Okay, that would be interesting because it would also be sort of a metaphor for colonialism.
That's true.
Like we're talking like
Ooh.
cool, alt sci-fi movie
Yeah.
where it turns out this entire time we've been aliens.
But don't spoil it. M. Night Shyamalan? Yeah, it's me again.
Yeah, he'd be
It's
so
The
good
Village,
for
but
that.
for aliens. Sorry to spoil The Village.
Oh God,
Oh my God. I still haven't seen
me
it.
either. I actually was so happy when it was spoiled for me because I was like, finally, I don't have to go see it.
But by the way, sorry, but that's a genius twist.
Wait, what is the twist?
The twist is that they're in like modern world.
So it's a skip ahead a few minutes if you don't want to know. It's a they're living in. It looks like they're living in the olden times. Okay.
Okay, but it is.
And there's weird sounds happening all the time. So you're like, is it aliens? Is it this, is it that? Turns out it's just that it's like planes and trains. And they're just like living in a secluded community where they don't have contact with the contemporary world.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Right? Well, living in that community?
Yeah.
It depends. I think I would imagine the people in power are not people that sort of value
That's
progressive
true.
social values.
That's true.
Let me be in power.
Okay.
It'll be fun.
No, this is
But you
always
do
my
want it to be
feeling.
old fashioned.
Yeah.
Okay,
I think it
cool.
would be nice.
Unplugging. Put away the phones.
Yeah. We're always on our phones these days.
Seriously, let's go back.
Yeah.
Do you think there will be a breaking point where there's a real genuine backlash and you see like an actual significant group of people like abandon smartphones?
I hope.
Because so far it's almost like it's just like the vinyl trend. Like it's like there's a few people that are doing the whole like using a dumb phone or like putting your phone in a different room or whatever, but it's not a real social movement.
I think social media will like really change.
Okay.
Like I think it will be like you will use it if you're trying to make a career in social media, but you won't really use it as like a way to be funny to your friends ever.
Like, will we look back on this period of time the way that we look back on people smoking in restaurants? It's like it reached this pinnacle and then now only a few people smoke.
Only cool people.
Only cool people.
George, I hope so,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
Only
We'll
the aliens
see.
can
Well, that's
save
why we
us.
need an alien to
Unfortunately, I
come.
cannot predict, but oh my God. There's this woman I talk about nonstop, but I'm like basically her publicist. She's in England and she makes predictions with asparagus. I'm always talking about her on my podcast because she's made like accurate predictions.
How does she use the asparagus?
I don't really know. She like just like throws it down
Cooked or
and she's
raw?
like, okay, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen to social media.
Oh.
But she's this British woman and they call her the asparamancer. And she does it raw, but then she cooks it later and eats it.
Oh, that's nice that she upcycles it. Yes, you can use it raw for predictions, but then you can make a delicious side.
And then your pee is got a
then
little
your pee
kick
smells a
to
little
it.
bit.
Yeah, but she's great. The asparamancer. If we ask her, she'll tell us the future.
Well, we have to have her on.
Yeah, I guess so.
Girl, I've been trying.
By the way, a pretty expensive habit because asparagus, one of the fancier vegetables. It'd be one thing
love
if she.
asparagus.
Well, I do too, of course. But it would be one thing if you were making predictions using, a prepackaged baby spinach, but to get asparagus each time, you know.
I fucking hate asparagus.
Really?
However, she did predict that Kamala was going to win.
So she was sort of a Kamala is brat type person.
She was. I think that particular batch was
Yeah.
too many pesticides on that one.
You know what, though? This is interesting. It's almost like a metaphor for the elite liberal establishment, because it's like she's using asparagus. Asparagus is such a liberal elite coded vegetable. And it's like, we're looking back on the last
it's like the
3
polling,
decades. Exactly.
yeah.
Like, we're looking back at the last 3 decades, and it's like, oh God, the entire time we were using asparagus. And like,
It's time to use
time
like
to
frozen
use
peas. Yeah. Something accessible to all.
You two. You two are smart.
like we have to write that down. Like, the entire time she's been using asparagus. Okay.
Our final segment.
Wow.
I don't know. I don't know what to. There was
Roz.
a pause.
Technically it would
There was a
be.
pause. I got scared.
Roz.
I think that, it could be.
There was dead air.
Roz,
No, I'm
any
having fun.
Final thoughts on UFOs. I know I asked a question and immediately didn't let you answer. I'm struggling. I'm like, have we discussed the actual topic at hand, UFOs, enough? Or did we go to aliens, to ghosts? You know, like UFOs, a big part of it is also
You
that
mean
it's
literally
a
like
vehicle.
the flying object.
Yes, like a
It's a
flying
vehicle.
saucer. It is a vehicle. It's also kind of giving. It's also like cruise ship. Like, it's a large part of what makes it majestic and scary is how big it is. It's a different fear than the individual alien who looks weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's something that can.
But it's so disappointing to me as just a vehicle. Like, if I'm not thinking about an alien driving it,
No, there's definitely somebody driving.
if there's somebody driving it, I like it.
Yeah.
If it's a self-driving UFO, like that's just here to take pictures, I'm a little upset.
That's boring.
I don't like to know that the other life forms out there are playing it so safe.
Yeah.
You know, have some courage and come here and take a picture yourself.
What about crop circles?
Okay, well, that's another M. Night Shyamalan classic.
I know a lot of M. Night Shyamalan.
I obviously think crop circles are kind of fab.
I think they're fab. I'm still confused. Like, what's the theory on what they are?
Just that aliens make them.
The aliens, come down and
It's like
It's like Arrival,
their
but
arts
in
and
crops.
crafts. Crop circles to me feels a little bit more queer because it's artistic.
Yeah.
But
And sustainable. They're using nature.
But here's the thing:
Well, and it's
being
language.
being obsessed with Mel Gibson, no.
True.
But being obsessed with Joaquin Phoenix?
There we go.
By at least.
You know what? I'm chock full of stupid sentences today. Another thought I've always thought of crop circles. I thought it was like a spaceship taking off and that was like the market left.
Oh, that could be it too.
But I don't think that is
We
actually
don't
it.
know.
Well,
Nobody knows.
yeah, it's also like there's no right answer.
Yeah, that's the thing. It could be. Absolutely.
It's like, I can't believe you thought that, dumbass.
It's not dumb.
Okay.
Well, I think we should do our final segment.
Okay, let's do our final segment.
Because let's be honest, we really covered it.
Yeah.
I'm actually so hopeful for the more I keep thinking about it, the more I'm like, no, I do think UFOs are going to kill them and they're going to change everything for the better. And
So you think it'll be more alien rather than ghost?
I think it really could be. I think it could be alien rather
I'll
than
tell
ghost.
you the closest thing I have to a belief on this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I believe that they are good. I don't think that they are. I think they're so much smarter than us. They are above us. They have the capability to harm us, but I don't think they are.
Sometimes
I don't think they want to.
Sometimes I do think they'll farm us and like eat us. And then I'm like, but like, every
Honey,
time I've eaten so much chicken.
That
like
would
I'm
be
like,
so
put
fun
some
to be with your
barbecue
friends in a
sauce on me.
to be
Let's
with
go.
your friends in a giant pot. It's like the last day on
the
Earth.
last hot tub.
The last hot tub.
Absolutely. You got a
And
little.
then each time the aliens are like going in and taking one of them, and you're like, oh my god, bye, Tyler.
It's my turn.
Yeah.
I am telling you right now, dip me in some tapatio and you can have me.
Yeah.
Wow. And that's just
What a
general
way to
advice.
go.
I'm ready, but I'm ready to go up there if they're looking for. Like
I'll try it.
if they started like we're looking for people to teach us about people. Bye.
Yeah.
So nice meeting you all.
So maybe the most radical position of all is to just be optimistic about aliens, to be like,
Absolutely.
they are not a threat, they are
They're
a
not a
good
threat.
thing, and they can in fact help us. And like, why is the unknown inherently scary? Why can't it be inherently exciting?
No, it's exciting for sure because it can be anything. But okay, one of the most convincing documented cases of all time was from the 90s.
God, I love the 90s.
The aliens were very big in the 90s. But there was a case in Africa of this school of children that believed that a UFO came down and an alien came out and spoke to them telepathically. And they were interviewed by the BBC back then, and they've been since reunited and interviewed about it as like millennial adults.
And all of them agree.
They still are all on the same page. And what they say that the aliens, the message that they had was, you need to take care of this planet because you guys are killing it. I truly believe that the aliens look down at like this earth crumbling and they're like, bitch, you are our neighbors and we gotta look at your ugly ass house. So fix it.
Do you think they look, it's like when they look at the earth, it's like us watching like a trashy reality show and we're like, if only someone could teach that woman that she can't be constantly like ignoring the things that she's suppressing. She just has to like embrace her flaws, and then she could finally reunite with her friend or whatever. Like they want what's best for us, and they see us self-destruct.
But it's entertaining, so you just watch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe we're fun for them.
Oh, I'm sure we're fun for them. Some of us more than others. But yes, I definitely think that.
Oh, that's fun. Ooh, to be watched.
Oh, to be watched, to be observed even.
So they're good. I think they're straight, but they're good.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fine.
Which is a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can
be straight and good. Totally.
Yeah.
There's many documented cases of that, actually.
There's a lot of documented cases.
Like
of that.
Tom Hanks.
Yes, exactly.
Tom Hanks is a great example.
Yeah. Julia Roberts.
Yes.
Well,
Let's just do this. Wait, let me tell you one I like. Elon Musk.
Well,
That was a test. That was a
what
test.
if we stand him?
Yeah.
That would be funny.
No, it wouldn't. I'm sorry, I brought the room down.
No, it's okay.
Wait. Let me say it straight. Oh fuck. Who's the straight? Stephen Colbert is a great.
yeah. Oh, he was so good in Strangers with Candy.
God, I miss
He's
him.
so good in that, and he's so nice and funny.
Yeah.
Never met him, but he seems nice.
Oh, you would love him.
Oh,
as a
yeah,
doll.
you'd love him.
I like him.
Oh, get a Chardonnay on him, and he is a laugh riot.
He's crazy.
Yeah, Catholic, but. Should we do our final segment?
Let's do it.
Let's do our final segment.
So you may be scared because the music is also put in afterwards.
That's not fair. I'm a listener.
You have to do a cappella.
Yeah, but our final segment is called Shout Outs. In this segment, we pay homage to the grand straight tradition of the radio shout out and shout out to anything that we are enjoying, people, places, things, ideas. George.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. What's up, world travelers, travel bloggers, anyone who has boarded a Delta flight recently? I want to give a shout out to those Biscoff, that's what they're called, right?
Yep.
Those Biscoff cookies that they give you, and especially when a gay little flight attendant gives you two and sort of does a little wink as though it's your little secret. Because let me tell you something,
Bad.
those cookies, unlike some other things you might be served in a travel experience, they have a real kick to them. There is flavor there. They have put the ginger snap flavor. There's some, it's like the right level of sugar. They are crunchy. They're not like stale like you might expect. There is also actually enough of them. There are 2 per pack, and if they give you 2 packs, that's 4. That is way more than the Sun Chips that you get if you order Sun Chips in that same Delta flight, which is approximately 2.5 chips in one bag. And I actually had a really shocking experience the other day. I brought home one of those Biscoff cookies, and as a kind of little surprise gift, gave it to my husband. And 2 days later, I see it uneaten on his bedside table. I say, I make some joke. Oh, you still haven't eaten your gift that I got you. He goes, yeah, I was sort of gonna throw that out and hope you wouldn't notice. I said, I'm sorry, does it not sound appealing to have these crunchy, delicious ginger snap-ish cookies that I got from my flight? He's like, no, that actually sounds like really bad. I would never like willingly eat those. I only eat them because they're the only thing available in the air. And I was like, oh, so we basically are completely different people and have nothing in common.
So like, am I allowed to talk at this part?
Yeah,
I mean, this is, sort of
pretty much
the comedy is coming from the fact that I'm still talking. But anyway, so I want to give a quick shout out to Biscoff and to everyone who enjoys them. But now I would love to hear your thoughts.
Well, so you're saying that you enjoy them on land.
Yeah, actually. And you know what else? I recently had a job where one of the office snacks was those little packets of Biscoff cookies, and I would eat them in the office.
I didn't even know this existed.
Yeah, I didn't know you could get them on land.
Do you disagree with me and think they're just sort of like something you have on the air, but then you would never have them in real life?
Yeah, to me, it's kind of like when you get fries and you like eat them without any sauce. Like when you're, I mean, maybe as a New Yorker, you can't relate, but like when you're driving home or something, like, oh, I'll just eat
But that's different than good fries you get at a restaurant or something.
Yeah, but like I would never eat them without a sauce.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I just like, because of the situation, it like, whatever. I don't know. But anyway, see, now I have many times been like, I'm not really in the mood for that right now. So I put it in my purse.
Yes.
And then I get to the hotel or home or whatever. And I'm just not interested.
Really?
I know. But I love them when
I do
when
relate.
it's
I
right.
see where Matthew's coming from.
Damn.
There's
When
something
it's right,
where-
it's right, though.
Yeah.
When
But
you're up in the air.
Yeah, and I'm also sure the gesture was still fun. Like, I bet he liked the gesture, but it's also one of those things. It's like getting a gift from like a toddler where you're like,
Oh, of course.
where you're
yeah.
like, thanks.
I mean, I know it is like a not a good gift, strictly speaking. But to me, if someone gave me one of those, I'd be like, ooh, fun, and I would eat it on the spot.
Was this, be honest, was it his birthday? And this
Can you
is what
imagine?
you,
Yeah.
or is this an anniversary?
This is literally like our anniversary, and that was my gift to him.
Because
yeah,
that
so
would be,
I do understand where he's coming
No,
from.
I get it, but I actually recently was looking at a recipe where the pie crust was made of Biscoff cookies, and I heavily considered
Really?
making it.
Wow,
They
Damn,
are
I guess I'm
good.
just a stan.
you're a Biscoff
I love
head.
them with a coffee, and it just
Exactly.
like melts in your mouth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I just like the ginger. I like the crunch, and I like the ginger.
Yeah. I love ginger.
Okay, I will go now.
Okay, go.
Okay, this is complicated. What's up, everyone around the globe? Whether you are driving an unidentified flying object or simply a car, I want to give a shout out to knowing how to parallel park. I have learned how to be good at parallel parking in a way that feels against my character and it feels against type. And I used to take pride in the fact that I'm bad at driving and be like, look at me, bomb, bomb, bomb. I'm flying around and I don't know what I'm doing. Now I'm whipping into parking spots like you wouldn't believe. And it looks like I do it with the hand. And I'm
One hand.
and I'm flying straight into this parking spot. And I'm like, this makes me, I feel very straight, honestly. Feel very masked when I do it. I feel very like high school jock even. And in a way that is like, it gives me a crisis of identity, but also is like, I'm like, damn, I can really rest easy now because I can drive around and it's not scary. So I want to give a shout out to my driving ability. It's sort of like, sorry to bring him up, Harry Potter finding out he's a wizard. It's a pressure and it's also, a gift. So I will not be spitting on my own gifts. I will be accepting them, and I accept that I'm a good driver. XOXO, Sam.
That's beautiful.
I mean, I have something to say that it's gonna get me in trouble.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna get canceled.
Here she goes, y'all.
I used to be so good at parallel parking pre-transition. That's all I'm saying.
Oh my God, that is so funny.
I started taking estrogen, baby. I don't know if it's just a coincidence, but I can't. You know how many I've hit cars.
Of course.
I've hit cars.
Wow.
Wow.
That's the clip.
Well, I'm sorry, but I don't know if they're related. Maybe it's because I usually have jumbo nails. And
Did that
maybe
also coincide? You feel like the jumbo nails maybe are
Making you worse
Or
at
making you
driving?
worse.
could be something,
Yeah.
but I'm very bad at it.
Wow.
Very bad.
It's interesting.
And I was so good at it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, small price to pay.
Yeah, the world is so mysterious. Okay, would you like to do a shout out whenever you are ready?
Hey, people. It's hard to think of a name for the
tough.
people.
Yeah.
Hello, people at home listening on the airwaves. This is Roz, and I want to tell you. I want to give a shout out to the Easter season.
Ooh. Oh,
Specifically, we know Jesus is back, but another thing that's back this year: Tootsie Roll eggs.
oh,
Yeah, they burst onto the scene, at least to my knowledge, last year. They're Tootsie Rolls
Never heard of these.
shaped like eggs with a candy coating, crunchy and chewy at the same time. They are so delicious. From what I hear, there is an egg shortage in this country right now. There is a Tootsie Roll egg shortage as well because I can't get them up my mouth. Tootsie Roll eggs.
Wow. I love that.
wow, I love that as well.
I'm going to be honest with you. That sounds absolutely disgusting.
Yeah,
to
it doesn't
me,
really sound like my style.
But I really appreciate the innovation in the food space that is taking place.
And I just love a new thing.
Yes.
It's fun.
It's fun.
It's egg shaped.
Oh, wow, we deserve a new thing.
But by the way, they're like little. They're not
Well, they
like,
better be.
It's not like a big egg.
I mean, can you imagine a giant ass Tootsie Roll egg? You're
Ostrich
like,
Tootsie Roll
it's
egg?
literally all stuck in your teeth.
I would do it.
Really?
I'd give it a shot.
You like the taste of a Tootsie Roll?
Yes.
Wow.
wow.
It's so
Neither
funny.
of you do.
We're having the exact same conversation as with the Biscoff thing, where both you and I came into it so so ready to be right, and then the other two people are like, well, I don't know.
No, I'm right. I don't give a shit. They're fucking good.
Wow. You're maybe the first person I've ever heard that loves Tootsie Rolls.
Yeah, to me, Tootsie Rolls are such
You're
a classic flop candy.
Insane. You people need to
I'm like, it's
connect
not
with your
the-
inner child.
Here's what Tootsie Rolls are to me. It's like before science was advanced enough to make good candy,
Yeah.
that's what they made.
It's
in the
primitive
1950s.
candy.
You've lost your mind. Okay, I feel very attacked right now. We're doing a survey at StraightioLab.com. What do you think?
Yeah,
Let
actually,
us know.
I would love to know. We'll do a
Are Tootsie
survey.
Rolls disgusting or delicious?
Or delicious, and we'll do a poll when we release this episode.
Yeah.
I would
'Cause
love
I'm
to know
curious.
that.
I have to say, Roz, I don't think it's going to go your way.
I believe it is. Okay. They came up in a conversation earlier today with a friend of mine.
And
Could name drop, but I'm going to choose not to.
Is it someone with a big public influence?
Stephen Colbert.
Yes, it is. And this friend of mine said, I'm ordering them right now on the internet because that sounds like the most delicious thing I've ever heard.
Rachel Dratch.
Wow. Sounds too famous to go into a store and buy them.
So I'll have you know, I'm not the only person in this world that thinks Tootsie Roll eggs sound like a delicious thing.
To me, that's like a tax write-off. They keep making because they just need to say, like, we lost this much money this year.
They're also like purely aesthetic seasoning.
They're
to me.
hard to find. I'm not kidding you. There is an egg shortage. They're hard to find.
In like a Halloween bowl, it's like you need a few Tootsie Rolls just for variety, but not because anyone actually wants them.
They are the non-marshmallows and no one
You're
charms.
insane.
Yes, exactly.
No, that is Necco wafers, candy corns, like that kind of shit.
I
is
actually also agree about
disgusting.
candy corn.
Tootsie Rolls, no.
Well, I'll eat a candy corn if it's around Halloween.
Can we ask the two of them?
Okay, do you guys like
Tootsie Rolls?
I do like
Yes.
Thank
We have
you.
one yes, Olivia.
I love
Thank you.
Two out of two.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Fuck this podcast.
Those are allies.
This podcast is officially over. Thank you for doing this.
Wow.
I'm like, wait, can we end on that note?
Sure.
Can I give a shout out about something I want to tell people about?
Okay.
And no, we
Oh,
do
right,
want to
do that, do that.
So
Okay.
Roz, where can people find you? Where can people listen to you? Where can people get more of your infectious energy?
Well, yeah, so I got that podcast. It's called Ghosted by Roz Hernandez. I'd love for both of you to come on sometime.
Ooh, I would
We'd love to.
I talk to like funny people, cool people, famous people, whatever, about just ghosts, and we have all kinds of fun conversation. Ghosts, aliens, psychics, whatever, all that stuff. Everywhere you get podcasts every Monday. But then this is very straight, gay, on topic. I had this genius idea. about, you know how like stand-up comedians, like especially like straight stand-up comedians, can just like go to like the
room
hole in like the middle of like smaller cities.
in Wyoming.
I can't do that. Okay.
Yeah.
But I want to. So I have this idea where I'm going to do that at gay clubs. So I'm doing like these 8:00 shows at gay clubs, like all over the country. And I'm literally driving and I'm hoping to do dozens.
That's so fun.
Are you planning them as you go?
No, I'm planning them now.
Okay, so it's like a full tour.
Yeah, I haven't announced all the dates yet because I haven't confirmed all the dates yet, but there's definitely quite a few confirmed all over the country. And so...
And this is stand-up?
Stand-up. Yeah, just like doing stand-up. And I'm like...
Where are you going in Chicago?
But I'm like, maybe we need to all do this more. Like, I want it to become a thing.
Here's what I'll say to you.
Okay.
Performing at gay bars is easier for women than men.
It is, but it's also very different when it's a special event that is ticketed and people are there to see you.
That's true. If it's ticketed and you have to have a ticket to get in,
No. I'm not just like showing up. I'm like, this is a ticketed event.
Okay.
Some of the worst shows of my life have been at gay bars.
No, I know. I actually swore them off
I
for
have
years.
also experienced that as well. But so yeah, I'm just like doing this fun tour that's like going to be super gay and like, you know, give everyone just like, you know, a good hour and a half to just sort of be gay and take our minds off of things.
So more than an hour and 25.
So more than an hour 25. So longer than a movie should be.
With free meet and greet included.
Oh,
optional.
wow.
You can leave if you want.
That's interesting.
Bring your transitioned lenses.
So go to Instagram.com/Roz Hernandez for all of the info. Thank you for letting me use this platform.
And shout out to everyone who makes this podcast who loves Tootsie Rolls. We are grateful.
We love Tootsie Rolls as well. We've never said anything bad about them.
We are so happy to be part of this community and
the Tootsie Roll community and family.
When's the last time you both had a Tootsie Roll?
1994.
There's your problem.
Oh, maybe it is an acquired taste and we didn't like it because we were kids and kids can't appreciate something.
That's
so
not
complex.
what's going on here. Okay, let's end.
Bye.
Bye. StraightioLab is a production by Will Ferrell's Big Money Players Network and iHeart Podcasts.
Created and hosted by George Civeris and Sam Taggart.
Executive produced by Will Ferrell, Han Sani, and Olivia Aguilar.
Co-produced by Bei Wang.
Edited and engineered by Adam Avalos.
Artwork by Michael Fales and Matt Grubb.
Theme music by Ben Kling.